Welcome to First Date, a panel talk show on the Reader Seeks Romance channel that celebrates debut romance authors with recent and upcoming releases. I am your matchmaking host, Liz Donatelli. It is a thrill for me to introduce 4 new romance authors who will set your hearts aflutter with their December 2022 and January 2023 debut romances. Melissa Barron, author of contemporary romance Twice in a Lifetime, released on December 6th. Libby Kay, author of contemporary romance Falling Home, a Buckeye Falls novel, releasing on December 20th. Lisa Lynn, author of romantic comedy The Year of Cecily, book 1 in From Sunset Park with Love, releasing on January 17th, 2023. Kelly Ohlert, author of rom-com To Get to the Other Side, released on December 6th. Welcome and congratulations, authors.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks.
Let's start with an icebreaker, like all good first dates do. Tell me something about yourself that others would be surprised to learn. Let me pick Melissa.
Well, because I don't talk about it very often, I think others would be surprised to learn that I boulder in my spare time for exercise. I live in Chicago and we're not known for having mountains near us. So I guess that would be a little surprising, but Chicago has a lot of indoor rock climbing gyms. And I used to live near one and I just kind of got into it and I loved it for how kind of independent it allows you to be. You're sort of in competition with yourself and then it gives me a pretty great workout. So yeah, that's something that I do in my spare time.
I can't compete with bouldering, but what I got is I went to the same high school as Justin Guarini, so we have the same alma mater. He graduated a couple years before me, so I don't think we were there at the same time, but that's my claim to fame.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that you might have run into him at the local bagel shop.
I'm pretty sure he was there, but I did not have the courage to go up to him to say hello, but I was pretty ssure it was him. The hair is very distinctive.
It is. Yes. Well, let's see who can beat that. Ellie.
Yeah, I think most people are surprised to learn that I used to play ice hockey. So in high school, I played ice hockey. I didn't know how to ice skate and they needed more players for the girls team. And I was at the banquet for my brothers and the coach of the girls team approached me and said, "Hey, we need players. Do you want to play?" And I was like, sure, I guess. So I was simultaneously learning how to ice skate and how to play hockey at the same time while I was in high school. So that's fun fact about me.
Okay, wow.
I feel like everyone here
Yes.
is athletic except me, and now I'm like intimidated. We've got
I'm
like
not anymore.
bouldering,
I don't even consider myself
hockey.
athletic either. I truly.
Well, let's see what Libby says.
I'm going to prove that you're not the only one who's not athletic, Lisa, because my secret that most people don't know is I don't know how to ride a bike. It's not for lack of trying. My parents, God bless them, tried for 15 years until I got my driver's license. And the irony is my husband is an amateur cyclist. So he races his bike like a million weeks a year and I can't ride a bike. He tried to teach me and ironically, or not ironically, it was not even, it's funny now because he's okay. But he ended up crashing his bike the second time we went out for me to learn and he broke his arm. And I thought, well, the heck with this, if the guy who races his bike semi-professionally can't, go in a circle without hurting himself. I hung up the bike, we sold it and we never discussed it anymore.
Was it just like a mental block? Like you just couldn't get past it? It just was not happening?
Totally. I have a horrible sense of balance and it's all about like this, the need for control. And I knew, I don't know, the sensation is not, it's why I'm not a very good ice skater either. I'm always like clinging to the wall. I did go bouldering once and it was, I only went like 3 up and then I'm like, yay, I'm done. So yeah.
You have to start somewhere.
So you feel better now, Lisa?
I do. Thank you.
Now let me paint a scenario for you. You have just scored a meeting with book club tastemakers Oprah Winfrey, Jenna Bush Hager, and Reese Witherspoon. They are giving you 2 minutes to pitch your debut romance to them. Go.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, let me change my shirt because I just sweat through it at the thought of being in a room with those women. But thank you, ladies, for entertaining me. So I want to pitch my debut novel, which is Falling Home. And I would say this is perfect for anybody who wants a cavity because it is so sweet and so sappy and so full of Christmas joy. You might get a cavity while reading it, but I'm not responsible for your dental bills. And plus, Oprah could totally pay for everybody's. So, but yeah, it is a small town romance. It's a second chance romance. It's about a couple, Max and Ginny. They've been divorced for 2 years. Much like a Hallmark movie, she's coming back from the big city to her small Ohio town to help her dad recover from surgery. And of course, she doesn't want anything to do with Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with her ex-husband or any of her past. And of course, because it's a book, that's exactly what's going to happen is she's going to see her ex-husband. She's going to have to come to terms with her past. But the thing I really enjoyed about this book, and hopefully the readers will too, and especially you, Oprah and Reese, is Max, the hero, is such a cinnamon roll, and he is just so sweet and patient and kind, and he cooks for her. I mean, who doesn't want a man who cooks for them? I mean, I wouldn't mind if someone made me grilled cheese sandwiches and cheese enchiladas. I hope my husband's listening to this. So yeah, but I would say that this is a book that you should have for your book club because it is a perfect holiday read. I mean, obviously, I hope you read it after the holidays because it's super cute. But yeah, it's filled with quirky characters, and since it's the first in a series, the people that you meet in this one, you're going to get to see again later, and they'll get their own chance for a happily ever after. So yeah, that was Falling Home. Please make it your book club pick.
Well, Oprah, Reese, and Jenna, very impressed. And they'd like the next person to come out, the next author. I'm going to go with Kelly.
My debut, To Get to the Other Side, follows Trixie, who is driving down the road in Chicago, having a grand old time when all of a sudden there's a big white blur that just shoots across the street, and she discovers that it is an injured chicken, and she can't just let this injured chicken be. She's got to do something about it, so she decides to take it in, which is a problem for her landlord at her no pets allowed apartment, and she has tried to sneak in a few too many animals before, so she's not getting away with this one. So she has to find a new place to stay. What better place than with our hero Bear, who doesn't know he's going to get a roommate because his meddlesome sisters put out an ad for his extra room without his knowledge. And she just kind of shows up at his door, and he's like, all right, sure, let's go for it. So we see the two of them fighting to keep their roommate situation platonic, which will be a challenge for sure, and dealing with some money-making schemes and shenanigans to help pay for some rising vet bills, and co-parenting a chicken in their newfound room situation and all of the fun that comes with that. And his family is always there and present and causing problems for them, and yeah, all that fun stuff.
All right, let's go with Lisa.
So The Year of Cecily is for you if you want a book about a hero who makes a list of goals. The resolution, it starts when it's New Year's Eve and she's home alone and she feels like she's stuck in a rut. So she's like, I'm going to do something about this. And she just makes a list of resolutions. So it includes things like, no drama. Don't let your family get under your skin. Find a better work-life balance. Get out there more. It's been too long since you've had sex. And, just to make it her year, the year of Cecily. And this book is, I'm sorry, Libby. This is a holiday book, but it's a non-Christmas holiday book because the book kind of kicks off after she makes a resolution. She goes back home to Brooklyn. She's a lawyer living in San Francisco, but she goes back to Brooklyn, Sunset Park, to celebrate Lunar New Year with her family. So there's a lot of food, meddling moms, relatives wielding cleavers, and basically the point is, the one thing she does not want to do is run into the guy next door who did her super wrong and super dirty 10 years ago. So, like you said, it's a book, so we know what happens. So what happens in LaGuardia? She runs into him, literally, because he's coming home to celebrate for Lunar New Year's too. So he has to decide that the list and the year of Cecily won't be complete without him. So he goes on a charm offensive and tries to give her a second chance, because right now he kind of thinks she's like the thumbstick to the bottom of her shoe. So he has to make it up to her. So, like I said, if meddling moms and food and Lunar New Year and, are things you're interested in, this is the book for you.
What is Lunar New Year? What communities celebrate it? What is the meaning behind it?
The Lunar New Year is mostly celebrated in Asian cultures, and it's the lunar calendar, so it's not on a set date every year. So, for example, in 2023, Lunar New Year is actually January 22nd or 23rd, and and you give red envelopes, so kids get red envelopes. I remember as a kid,
Okay. Mhm.
I would make like $200 in 15 minutes because all the aunts and uncles give me red envelopes. So $200 in 15 minutes. What's not to
Nice.
love? A lot of food. Like, honestly, growing up, Lunar New Year was a bigger deal to my family than like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like, that was our holiday.
Okay, got it.
So it's like,
Okay.
there are dragon dances, there's food, and
Mhm.
there's drinking.
Okay.
It's
Now,
a lot of fun.
the family members with the cleavers, is that part of the festivities, or is that something
No,
gone
it's just
awry?
it's just mom's in the kitchen cooking, and we just use
Okay.
a cleaver to do all the chopping. We just use a
Okay.
cleaver. We don't have different knives. We just use
Okay.
a cleaver for everything.
Yeah, okay.
It
I
is
feel
what
like you're
it
trying to
is.
tell us something, but not give away a spoiler or something, because you keep mentioning these cleavers, and I'm a little concerned.
If you
Okay.
met,
We'll
if you
read
met
it to
Cecily's
find
mother,
out.
you'd understand.
Okay, Melissa. Oprah, Jenna, and Reese are they're starting to get a little bit tired. So that you really got to bring it. You really got to go in. You got to give them the hard sell. I'm
can
just,
do.
as their assistant, I'm just trying to help you
I
achieve
appreciate
success.
that.
Okay, go for it, Melissa.
Okay. My debut novel, Twice in a Lifetime, follows artist Isla Abbott, who is fleeing the big city of Chicago for small town Missouri, just outside of St. Louis. After a stressful and exhausting year, she recently lost her mother. She bought the sweet little cottage. She wants to be left alone. She wants to heal, just do her own thing. And she gets a text message from a stranger who keeps insisting he's her husband. She is very single, so this is very confusing. Except he sends her some proof, a photo of them on their wedding day. Turns out that he is her husband, just not the one she's met yet. And he's reaching back from a few years in the future and essentially trying to help Isla prevent something incredibly tragic that's going to happen to her because he doesn't have her in his future anymore. And so we follow Isla and Ewan on a journey to a path to healing, a path to finding each other again. And it's essentially two people who love each other so much that they're willing to rearrange the timeline to be together.
So Kelly just Zoom chatted me that she finished Melissa's book this morning and that she's tearing up just listening to the recap. So
Exactly.
yeah,
It's true. Oh, it was such a beautiful book.
so
Oh,
that's
thank you.
quite an endorsement. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's read our first lines. Well, Kelly, you get to go first.
Leave it to a chicken to throw my life into a tailspin.
Amazing.
Okay. I'm glad the chicken was in it. I was hoping there'd be some mention of the chicken in the first line. So well done on doing that.
So I really like animals. I have a whole menagerie of pets. I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, a sugar glider, and a saltwater fish tank.
A sugar glider.
What is it called? A sugar glider? What is
What
that?
is a sugar glider?
Is it a candy?
She fits in your hand. She's
It's
about
like
this big, and she looks kind of like a chipmunk, but she acts more like a flying squirrel. So she's got the like webbing between the legs.
Oh.
And
That sounds really cute.
And that's
It
a
does.
domesticated animal, or you keep it outside? It flies around.
no, I've got a huge cage.
Oh, you had it. Oh, but it's
Oh.
outside. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that.
They're nocturnal, so she mostly runs around at night, and then during the day she mostly will just sleep in your pocket.
Oh.
Okay, let's go with Lisa.
She was getting too old for this.
For a minute, you delivered it so naturally. For a minute, I had to think, wait, is she doing the line yet? Nice. Nice. Okay. Really put you there. Really put you there. Okay. Libby, hit us with your first
Okay.
line.
First line of Falling Home. Ginny Meyer glanced at her phone for the third time in 2 minutes. Was time standing still?
The first line of Twice in a Lifetime is the text came through at 8:33 p.m.
Great first lines. All right. Let's talk a little bit about tropes. Which tropes do you use to tell the love story between your main characters? If you don't use any tropes, that's cool. Feel free to make your own tropes and claim it. And then from now on, I will refer to those tropes as yours. Alyssa.
The first one that sprang to mind is a twist on the coffee shop meet cute kind of meeting.
Okay.
It's a little different in here, but there's a meeting in a coffee shop, so I'm going to claim that that's
Okay.
a trope that appears.
All right. Coffee shop meet cute. It's yours, Melissa.
I think it's kind of a trope, but the kind of like soft boyfriend trope, like Ewan is just he has a gooey center. He's a little he can be a little aloof, but he's actually a giant sweetheart, very very loyal, very kind.
Okay.
So
I'd like to add that Kelly says fated mates would apply as far as tropes.
Ooh.
I don't know if I've heard of that one.
Fated
It comes
mates.
up a lot with like fairies and stuff where they're like destined to be together, but you
fate.
definitely
Yeah.
it's kind of got a fantastical element, but
It
they're
does.
definitely fated to be together.
They definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. That's a perfect one. Fated mates. Oh, I like that. No, that's really good. That's probably the strongest one, really.
Okay. Nice.
For this book.
Okay, Kelly, let's go with you. What tropes do you use?
I've got grumpy sunshine,
Mhm.
roommates to lovers / forced proximity, whichever you want to call it, meddlesome family. I think those are the big ones.
Yeah. That's interesting, is that the meddlesome blank is everywhere. Meddlesome mom, meddlesome aunt, meddlesome family. So it's interesting how that is popping up more and more and more. So it definitely, in my opinion, is a trope. But it's funny. I'm wondering if subconsciously, after being in a pandemic and being maybe stuck with family, people now are writing all these characters where the families are really intruding on their personal space. Because this is like something that I've noticed. I was like, why is this happening all of a sudden? Everybody in the family is pissing everyone off,
I also have meddlesome mothers and family members. This is very much a second chance romance because they meet again after 10 years. And they were childhood sweethearts. These two idiots, they've just been for each other since they were like 6 years old when she, kicked the bully in the shins for him. So it is what it is.
And I also think that the cleaver thing should be a trope. Like someone attacking maybe another person with a cleaver.
I mean, there is a scene where she comes home and then she's with the hero and her mother doesn't approve and she's in the kitchen and the mom was just chopping vegetables and she just turns around and has the cleaver and turns around and you just know mom's not happy.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good that I'm going last because I think I have a little bit of everybody else's tropes. In Falling Home, definitely second chance romance. I do have meddlesome neighbors and a father figure he's not a father figure, who also is sticking his nose in it there too. I would say, I don't think it's obviously written like Melissa's story, but Max would definitely say that they were fated mates because he never got over Ginny. So I would definitely say that's part of it. And I don't know if it's necessarily forced proximity, but they end up working on the Christmas Jubilee together and Ginny was not on board at first. So there was a little bit of like holiday tension. So tension with tinsel.
What was that with tinsel?
Tension with tinsel. I don't know. I'm trying to make it sound festive.
Oh, well, tension with tinsel. We've got cleavers. I like it. I like it. Okay. So let's talk heat levels. So you tell me where your novel fits in. We've got sweet, sexy, steamy, and safe word, which would be like, erotic. I don't think any of yours are going to be in the erotic category. So sweet, sexy, or steamy, Libby.
Oh, definitely sweet.
Mhm.
I mean, I like reading the other things, but I don't know. As a writer, I always think like, crap, my parents might read this and I'll die of embarrassment. So,
Okay,
so
that's
yeah,
what I was going to ask is, was sweet, because I know you and I
yes.
know what you read.
Oh yeah, I read it all.
Right. So I was wondering if that was what the reason was for that choice. And it's because of
Well, I
me.
mean, I'm not gonna have a therapy session and say I'm not writing dirty stuff because of my parents or anything.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, I mean, it's
Okay.
yeah. Later in this series, I was just thinking about this. There is like characters in the next book have sex, so I don't know why in this one I didn't have them have sex, but it's definitely sweet. With
Okay.
a
Well,
capital S.
yeah. I would say that the characters were probably talking through you and they're like, our story is a sweet story. So I think
Yes.
you were just taking information, you were being informed from the voices, from your
It's
characters.
basically like a Hallmark movie. I mean, they don't. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
sometimes they should, but they don't in
Yeah.
Hallmark. So I guess that was
Okay.
kind of what I was thinking
All
when I
right.
wrote this.
Lisa, tell us, sweet, sexy, steamy.
I guess sexy or steamy. There is naked on the page, which means I just have to do a Tessa Daren disclaimer. It said, Mom, do not read chapters 5, 7, 12, 13, and 15, and 22. Okay, thanks, bye. Love you, mean it. No, literally, that was one of the dedications to her book. She dedicated her book to her
I love
dad.
it.
And then she said, please don't read these chapters.
So now which chapter would you tell people who are sensitive readers? What chapters would you say, oh, skip that chapter because it's kind of sexy, steamy? What would be your chapters?
I'm pretty sure it's chapter 8 or so. I don't remember right now.
Chapter 8. That's pretty
That's
soon.
early.
Yeah, I
I
thought you were
don't
gonna say like
remember.
18. I don't know.
Like it was a very surreal out of body experience. The first time I had to write one. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
needed it. Yeah.
So you're saying chapter 8, things get pretty hot. Okay. Or
Yes.
steamy. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, okay, just give me a second. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it was chapter 6. Damn.
Chapter 6.
All right.
Don't read chapter 6 if you don't like
Exactly.
steamy sex and meat cleavers or whatever's vegetable cleavers. I don't know. They might be different ones. For different. Okay, Kelly, where do you stand?
I think this probably falls maybe in the sexy range. It's closed door, but there is a lot of tension. My favorite line in the whole book is the sexual tension between us was as thick as Tom Selleck's mustache.
That's fantastic.
So there's a
love
lot
that.
of tension there, and there's some like physical reactions to each other, and there's definitely implied, okay, sex is happening now, but it is
Gotcha.
closed door.
Okay.
It's pretty sweet and then it gets kind of sexy. So a little bit of both.
Okay, so sweet and then sexy. Okay, so no safe words for this group. What is your romance writing superpower?
Okay, I'll go first.
All
Just
right.
rip off the Band-Aid, get it over with.
Go for it,
Thank you.
Lisa.
One thing I actually do have fun and like doing is I do dialogue pretty well. Like I one of the things I have to work on is actually describing where they are, where like usually like I'd be happy if they just like talk to each other the whole time. And then when one of my friends like wrote and said like, yes, Sorkin needs like dialogue, and I'm like, that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. Because The West Wing is one of my first fandoms, and I love Aaron Sorkin's movies. So like that was a big compliment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I could definitely see just by your personality. I could tell that you have a knack for dialogue and you're dialogue driven. So excellent. So that is your superpower.
I'm pretty good at incorporating all of the senses. I try really hard to sort of just work that in. What are they hearing? What are they touching? What are they smelling? Just kind of all sensory details, adding that in, and how they're reacting to each other, and just the overall setting and that kind of thing. I try and really like get in there so you feel like you're right there with them. So I think that's probably my superpower.
That's a good one to have, because that is difficult for many writers to pull off, is providing those senses in such a context so as to make people feel like, yes, I'm experiencing that.
I have to be super intentional about it.
Right. Okay. Libby, what is your romance writing superpower?
I think, and I hope this makes sense, I think my end of chapter hooks to get the reader to the next chapter, like, and I've had, my editors have told me that I do that well. So that's why I'm saying that. I'm not trying to be conceited. But yeah,
no. And you know what? Even if your editors hadn't said that, or even if you're lying about that right now,
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay, because I want you to say something, give yourself full credit for doing something well. So, ending on that hook. So keeping readers engaged, keeping them reading. Kelly, romance writing superpower. Tell us.
I really like writing banter, and I think I'm all right at that. But I think one of the things that comes the easiest to me, at least, is the breakup scenes, which I don't know what that says about me, but I definitely give them all a happy ever after eventually. But for whatever reason, I really like writing the breakup scenes, that like gut-wrenching emotion and the like real hurt, and I feel like that really drives the why for the whole book. If they're feeling this torn up about the possibility of losing each other, then that's why I need to get them together, and why I needed to get them together earlier on. And since that drives that, I just really like writing those gut-wrenching scenes.
Wow. So you write a strong breakup. Yeah. So
Try to.
you like making us feel, you like making us hate you. We were like, why did you write? Yeah, these are the parts we talk about at book club, about how like, how those scenes are hard for us to read when it feels so real. Or why did they have to break up? Why did they? You've all given very unique answers. I appreciate that. Let's do our novel dedications. So please tell me who you dedicated your debut romance novel to. And if you could read the dedication, that would be awesome. Libby, go ahead.
Okay, so my dedication reads, once again for Curly, your love and support make all the difference. And Curly is my husband, not one of the Three Stooges.
What? It's funny you said the Three Stooges. You know who I thought of? I thought of Curly in Of Mice and Men.
Oh, yeah.
The character Curly. I don't even know why I would think of that.
I went to City Slickers.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, obviously, he's my biggest supporter, and he's my best friend. He's my husband, and it's a romance book, so it seems silly not to dedicate it to the man in my life. So, yeah.
That is very sweet, and I hope that you dedicate your second novel to me.
Yes. Hold on, let me get a pen.
Melissa, if you could read your dedication.
Sure. I dedicated Twice in a Lifetime to my fiance, and it reads, to art for loving me in every timeline.
Oh.
That is very sweet. You stay on brand of you stayed on theme, He
was one of the first readers of it. I was, when we started dating, I was revising it. I'd already written, the full draft was done, and it was right before I was going to query literary agents. And he's a nonfiction guy. He's a very logical, I guess, kind of type A personality. But he read the whole thing, and he had such thoughtful commentary on it. And so he's been a part of this whole journey, all the way through. So it was very appropriate.
Aw, do you have a date set?
We actually just reached out to a venue in this past week. We got engaged just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. 2024, somewhere in 2024. We're not really sure yet. We haven't sat down, and it's been, with the book coming out, there's been so much going on that we'll probably start really getting the details ironed out after the holidays.
Nice. Kelly, you have to give read your dedication, please.
Yeah. So the dedication for To Get to the Other Side is for my mom, who is my first reader and is endlessly supportive.
Oh, we got mom in there. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Lisa, what is your dedication?
For Eve, one of the best Czech battle opponents I know. Thank you for being the first to tell me I could and should do this, for believing in me and being there every step of the way. But most of all, thank you for your amazing generosity and friendship. It means the world to me. Love you. She was one of the first writers like I met, and she was the first one to say you should do this, because I was toying with the idea of writing. I was a reader, and she's like, do it. You should do it. And I couldn't. This would not be happened without her. So I owe her.
That's fantastic. I love to hear about all the supportive people in authors' lives. So this is how it works. We have a clue giver and a and a guesser. I will give the magic word, the secret word, to the clue givers. You have to give a one-word clue to the guesser, and they have to guess what the word is. And it has to be one word, and it can't be a word that's part of the clue. There's a theme, so that way it narrows down kind of what the answer could be. The theme is characters you find in a romance novel. Okay. And all the answers are plural. Libby, you'll give to Melissa. You and Melissa will play. And Lisa, you and Kelly are together. So Kelly and Melissa, you're the guessers. So you have to guess what the word is. So I just give that to you, Libby, and now I'm going to give the other one to Lisa. Okay. So you got so that's the same clue to both of you. So it's in play. Like if Melissa doesn't guess correctly, then it goes to the other team. So you keep playing it until someone gets it. Libby, you go first.
Okay. And just one word, right?
Just a one-word clue.
Okay. Dominant.
Alpha male.
I will take it. Alphas. Yes, alpha. There you go.
Yay!
Okay, so now we're going to get a new clue. Both of you are going to get the new clue, but Lisa, you're going to kick it off. Go ahead, Lisa. Give
okay,
Kelly the
let me
clue.
think. Let me think. Rake?
Oh. What would be another word for rain? Bad boy?
Okay, Libby.
I'm sorry, that was on me.
Go ahead, Libby. Give your clue to Melissa.
Okay. Innocent.
Oh, this one's tough.
It is.
Characters you find in a romance novel.
I'm pretty sure it's not right.
Just say it.
My brain just keeps going, virgin?
It was.
Oh, it is.
I was going for the opposite thing, and it was just not working.
This is the next word. I just gave the answer to, okay, and Lisa, I'm going to give you the answer. Okay.
Okay.
I can't even spell it. All right. So Lisa, then it would be your turn because you guys just got the point. So Lisa, if you could give your clue to Kelly, and Kelly, it's a cat. The answer is going to be a character you find in a romance novel.
Rich.
Billionaires?
Yes.
There you go.
Good one, Lisa. You didn't go 4. I wasn't sure you were going to say 4. This one is going to be interesting. This is recently something that started appearing in romance novels.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with this particular character.
But you know what it is, right?
Sorta?
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be an interesting round. I am dying to know what Lisa's going to say.
Curious.
But it is Libby's turn. So Libby.
Okay. I think, this is tough with just one word. Monster.
What?
If you get this, you win the whole game.
I gotta think of the term.
This is exciting.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of like what else this is.
This is hard. I don't know why I gave this.
Creature?
What was that?
Creature?
No.
Okay.
But I
I
believe we're all on the right track.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Lisa, so now Kelly, you just heard creature. Now Lisa, give you a clue, which I can't wait to hear.
Goblin?
Not bad. Not bad. Kelly? What do you think it is?
Goblin makes me think Legends and Lattes because that's super popular right now, which is on my TBR. It just came available from the library, but I haven't read it, and I
And
don't.
Who's in it? What's the creature in it?
There's a green creature on the cover. I don't know.
Ah.
But I don't feel like I'm any closer to a better answer, so I'm gonna go with what came to my mind. And as soon as you said they were saying it was a weirder one, and you said that it was new, so I'm gonna go with Blue Aliens.
On
Good
the
guess.
okay, you're in the right world, but that is wrong.
At least I gave a decent clue.
No, listen, you did. And
Definitely.
Go ahead, Libby. I'm just gonna check one thing. There might be a way to help with this. I don't know if you could do sounds like a word that sounds like it. I think I'm gonna have to allow it.
Okay.
This
Okay.
could go on till 10 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean, I've got nothing to do, but I'm sure everyone else does. So I'm gonna allow it.
Okay. So we
Yes,
can
I'm gonna
say
as
rhyme
long as it isn't spelled like it.
No,
As long as-
no.
As
Well-
long as the word, if it sounds like it, but as long as it isn't spelled like it, because then that's kind of like.
Well, 2 of the letters are in common. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I think I know what word you're gonna get.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. Just
Okay.
just-
It rhymes with pork.
With pork?
Mm-hmm.
So we have creature, we have pork, we have
Monster.
goblin, and monster.
It's not orc, is it?
That's what I was like. It has to be. That's the only other thing.
That's
it could
very
be.
specific. I did
I
not know.
I'm gonna give the last one. Okay. Okay. A character that you find in a romance novel. Okay. Yeah. So so far the score is, let's see. Libby and Melissa have 3 and Lisa and Kelly have 1. But being that orc thing kind of went a little off the rails. I'm going to make it that it's 2, Libby and Melissa, and Lisa and Kelly, you have a chance to tie, and then we'll do a tiebreaker. If you don't tie, then, Melissa and Libby are the
Okay.
winners. Okay, so Lisa, give your clue to Kelly.
Divorced?
A marriage counselor.
Okay, I see where you're going. You're wrong. Okay, go ahead, Libby.
And I hope this makes sense. Predecessor.
Oh, oh, good one.
Widower?
Oh,
Oh,
okay. You're on the track.
that's good.
Lisa.
Separated?
An ex.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. So, very good. So now you guys are tied. Okay.
Ah.
Here, this is the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So Libby, you go first.
Okay, I'm hoping this works. Bridgerton.
a duke?
Yay! I was like, oh no, she might say Viscount.
Duke,
I thought she was going to say
Duchess.
Earl. I was like, she might say Earl or or something.
Yeah.
Or the Queen, the King. Very good. That was
That was an excellent clue.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That- you cut
the
right
Duke
through
and
to
I. Yeah, that was the first thing.
Yeah.
that was a good clue. Excellent. Everyone did well. So, where can readers find you online?
Well, my website is authorlisalyn.com, and I'm on Instagram and Twitter at LaForesta1. That's usually where you'll find me.
Kelly, where can people find you online?
Ohlert.com, OHLERT. And then I keep it easy. So I'm at Kelly Ohlert on basically every platform. So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. And then there's also the Kelly Ohlert Reader Group on Facebook.
Melissa.
You can find me, my website is melissabarron.net, and my Instagram and TikTok handles are at Melissa Barron Writes, and then Twitter _ Melissa Barron. That's pretty much primarily where you're going to find me.
Libby, where can we find you?
Ooh. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook primarily at Libby K Author. I also have a website, libbyauthor.com, and I just got obsessed with BookBub. So that's fun. And obviously Goodreads and all that stuff too, but Instagram for sure.
Well, I hope you've all had fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I did. I had a blast.
Excellent. Thank you, Melissa, Libby, Lisa, and Kelly for making time to join me on First Date. I wish all of you continued success and happy writing.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you so much.